Hey Nerd Hatters, so let's talk about it. Are you too old to be an actor? Are you too old to be an actor if you're starting in your 30s? Or if you're starting in your 40s? Or are you too old to be an actor if you're starting in your 50s and beyond? The short answer, absolutely not. There's definitely a need for actors that aren't in their 20s. Now, it's going to be hard when you're going to Actors Access and you're self-submitting, or even for your agents. There's a lot of the roles that look for people in their 20s. But let's be honest, we've also seen people who are supposed to be 16 and they look like they're 32, still casted for roles. So there's definitely times where people who are older than the age required are cast. One of the great things about right now is there's a hunger for authenticity, and they want to see real faces and real people who've lived life. They don't want to see someone who's 22 pretending like they're 38. Now you're still going to see a lot of the mismatch ages in terms of love interest. Like, you're going to see a guy who's clearly in his mid 40s, and of course his love interest is a female who clearly looks like she's in her 20s. And that still happens a lot. But there's definitely like a need for people who are a specific age, even a look. Even if you have gray hair, there's definitely roles where specifically say we're looking for a person in their 60s with gray hair, no dyed hair. So there's definitely that need for that. It's just like how nowadays they're also trying for authenticity, where they're looking for people of different ethnicities. And that's one of the challenges, because unfortunately with ethnicity and also with age, because Hollywood hasn't been really good about writing outside of a very narrow scope. For example, most roles, even still to this day, are for white males. So if you are white and you're a male, congratulations, you have more opportunities than everybody else does right now. But that doesn't mean that there aren't opportunities for others. But unfortunately, because they've done that, there hasn't been roles for people in their 30s, 40s, or people who aren't white. Now that there's a need for that, the pool of actors is smaller than what they'd want. And so when they're looking for an Asian male in their 40s or even their 50s or 60s, they're not able to find that. So sometimes what they're having to do now for like roles like that is, say there's an Asian male who should be like his late 50s to early 60s. They're even bringing into audition Asian males who are in their 40s, because again, that pool is just so narrow that they have to hire someone else, or they're looking for people who are younger to try to fill that are kind of close to the age, and they'll just try to age them up to do that. So is it possible for you to be an actor if you're starting in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond? Absolutely. Are there going to be as many opportunities? It may not feel like it, but one of the great ways for you to have an opportunity is for you to create your own content. If you're playing the Hollywood game, you got to understand their rules and what their perspective is and what it is that they're doing, and that this is first and foremost a business. And how they run this business may not be how you would run it, but for you to get out there and do your own thing, you don't have to wait for them. Create your own content. Get together with a friend, or maybe you have your own story. Put your videos together. Film that short film. Do your mini series. You can post it on YouTube. And that's definitely a way for you to still make sure that you're a working actor, but also sometimes that can lead to something else. There's definitely been actors who've been on big name movies who first did put their own project together, and that was the only reason why the studios brought them on. Like Issa Rae, because she was doing her own productions, the studios were able to see, wow, people gravitate towards her work. And so then they were able to pull her onto bigger projects. And then she had that leverage so she can get her projects funded and whatnot. And there's other actors who have similar stories too. So it's definitely possible. But if you don't want to be limited to what just the AMPTP is going to have to offer you, you definitely should be creating your own content. And I definitely look forward to seeing your work on the screen.